Alrighty guys, I just finished up The Strength of the Few, the sequel to The Will of the Many by James Islington. Let's talk about it. I'll start this off by saying The Will of the Many, it's one of my favorite books. It's like a top 3 favorite book. And this one definitely did not have the same effect on me that the first one did. Now, to say I really enjoyed The Strength of the Few. It just kind of struggles with middle child syndrome at some points. I really like what Islington did with the splitting of the POVs between the 3 different Vises. But I will say that not all POVs are created equally, even when it's the same character, right? For me, the Viz that's in Res is by far the most interesting story. Lucium started really, really slow for me, and then I think it grew on me over time, even though I don't think any of the characters were properly developed whatsoever. Okay, not like whatsoever, but you kind of know what I mean compared to a lot of the character development we got in the last book. And then Obidium just kind of drags a little bit. It's really, really cool at the end, but a lot of the POVs just kind of suffered from that. You know, outside of Res, I think, like I said, Lucium started slow. I think Obidium was slow until the end. Lucium and Obidium were really slow until the end. I think characterization was just kind of a big thing, especially with Karer. But with the amount that we don't see him and then kind of how he is portrayed towards the end of the book, it makes me feel like there's something more there, but I really do feel like it's one of those things where for the sake of setting up book 3, this aspect of book 2 has to suffer, if that makes sense. So narrative and world building, awesome on all 3 fronts. Vis himself, his journey, awesome. I think this is a book that probably would have benefited from an extra 100 to 200 pages, and it's already 707 on the Kindle, at least that's what I read it on. But like I said, Vis, awesome. World building, awesome. It's just the characterization of anybody not named Vis was just struggling. Like, give me some more time with the Warband. Give me some more time with Karer at the beginning. Give me some time with Amos at the beginning. Or not at the beginning, but in Obidium. Despite that, Vis carried. The overall plot carried. Diago the Alupai carried. The new versions of Will and kind of how the story with the 3 different worlds and how they're all interlinked carried. Ostius carried. That whole military vault scene really carried. For me, The Will of the Many is a solid 9.5 out of 10. It's one of my top rankings of all time. For me, The Strength of the Few, as someone who loves The Will of the Many, probably a solid 8.8. I think it's going to age like fine wine once book 3 comes out, but until then, I think it's going to struggle with middle book syndrome.